Hello, my name is Shuttle and welcome back for another episode of Victoria 3 as Ethiopia. In previous episodes we actually managed to form Ethiopia, and today we'll be probably conquering most of the remaining areas here that are actually part of Ethiopia. Somaliland is something that we will go to no doubt later on, but the problem is that as soon as we start getting ports in there and all that, there's probably something called Great Britain demanding that we just join their markets, which to be fair might not be the worst thing. But I'd like to keep ourselves sort of separate for that for a little bit longer if possible. But let's continue with our diplomatic play over here for our next war that might be happening. Now I do wonder if they are going to be able to sway countries. I mean, we could sway a few nations, but I don't know. I mean, suppose, yeah, they could be reaching us this time. We'll see if they bring anyone. If they don't bring anyone, then we don't need to bring anyone. If they bring someone, I mean, actually, who are their possibilities? Egypt is the big one. There's a few small nations that Tigray, I don't know if they join. They might, but that would be still everything on just one front there. Now, we did unlock the better production method for our barracks here, but the problem is that it requires guns, and we don't have any guns. Plus, it's very expensive. So we won't be doing that yet. Eventually, once we get our iron mining going, and we get our weapon production, or small arms production, then at that point I think we can afford bringing in some, or start upgrading some of the production. Maybe we'll first just go for the active troops, and we'll maybe limit the amount of battalions that we have just to reduce the cost of each barracks. Because we already have, what, 51 barracks? That is a lot. And of course we got 15 troops that we could get. Now at this stage we could maybe start affording switching to the more permanent army. But of course we don't have the military in the government right now, so we can't do that. So never mind. I'm hoping that we can increase the living standards are still quite rubbish, but I suppose we've been conquering a lot of places, and that hasn't really been favorable for the total. Oh, they want to conquer Oromia and Ethiopian Gondars. They would leave me with this area if they win. Right, I think it's time to send this one mobilize and set it into advance the front. We can then rotate some of these around over time. Yeah, we've got 51 in there. That is going to be a lot of men on that front for sure. 17 per each, that's actually surprisingly divisible by 3. Okay, so no one joined the enemy. There's just 2 of us. But at least we'll get a decent chunk of the state here for us. And we got GDP of 2 million already. We started at only 2/3 of a million. So we've already tripled it. That's not bad. And we're already 3 years into the game. Well, almost 4. The war has started. So we are on the offensive. They got a lot of troops defending. What is their defensive values, roughly speaking? 16. No, 19 of theirs. Okay. So we might be taking quite heavy losses in this. That doesn't bode well. We've got 5 versus 6 over here. I'm assuming they don't have light infantry yet. No, it's irregular infantry and all that, but they might have a really good general in there. Expert defensive strategy. Yeah, okay. That makes sense. No doubt they have more than one general. You know what? Which one of these is not a... I suppose what I could even do is just take this one and put him standby to sort of recuperate from that. Let the enemy start attacking us first. Yeah, they'll be attacking. We should have the defensiveness to sort of hold fast. And the garrison over there should be recuperating a little bit. Oh, are they actually advancing or not? No, they're not. Alright, well, I can't really remove it from there either. Oh, I mean, I suppose I can move it around a little bit, but how bad is the strength of the units right now? Still pretty decent overall. Are you the attacker, actually? You got the 5% offense, but that's not a lot. You know what, we'll just put you back in the offensive there. I suppose that's our best bet. Oh, they're trying to advance again. Oh, both sides are... Oh, now they decided... You know what, we won't be attacking. Are you a defender or you are... pillager? How much? Morale damage 10%, okay. So I'm going to put you on the offensive as well. We'll have one still staying on the defensive. We are stockpiling gold, which, to be fair, is not a surprise. We will be taking heavy casualties in here, no doubt. Now, I'm wondering if we'll be able to hold on to this fight going for long enough. We can't invite anyone else in, to be fair. And it's just one front line and all troops are in there, so it's going to be somewhat low action. I mean, there's the combats going on. Of course, we take a lot of casualties in them, but that's about it. At least we've got 2 armies attacking. Oh, and the furniture manufacturer is being built. I mean, it's still 30 weeks away. Right, we might be taking heavy casualties in here, but they're down to 29 battalions. 3 of them, okay. Oh man, that's 14 battalions in just one combat in here. No wonder that we're taking quite a beating in there. Oh, is that... Oh, is that attacking us? Oh, they're attacking us, okay. Alright, I mean, we will be winning that one. And they will be taking heavy casualties. I suspect that they might be trying to attack at least. Every now and then. Or if they get chances of doing counterattacks like that. But yeah, I wouldn't mind getting some progress in this war now. Come on then. There we go, so won that combat. So both sides are attacking. Oh, now they decided not to attack again. When they realized that we got such an overwhelming power. Oh. Now we're fighting against some of the troops that were recently in combat. So this is going to be a victory for us, and that is going to be pushing the front to some degree. Oh, prospecting unlocked. Okay, that's good. What is the next one that is going to be spreading to us? We'll get the notification in probably next week. Distillation, okay. What about the market prices? No significant changes there, alright. We do need a lot of services, as well as a lot of furniture. And the furniture factory is underway, and then after that we're going to need some more wood. Do we have a logging camp? We do have a logging camp sort of queued up. Let's put that first. Then we'll build the government administration, then the tooling workshop probably. Then we'll figure out if we want to increase our construction speed further. We might want to do that sooner rather than later. Oh, there we go. We took a nice chunk of the land there. So we do have the advantage in this, of course, because we got the numbers. Oh, taxation capacity goes up. Excellent. Oh, wow. 5,000. Right, well, that's pretty decent. And road maintenance. Emergency relief. Welfare payments. Oh, right, okay. Filing cabinets for the government admin. That requires paper, which we can build a paper mill for, and that is going to be... Oh, is this going to be a victory? How much do they have troops in the actually details? Roughly equal in numbers. Okay, now we're losing more troops than they are. A lot more troops, in fact. But since we've got one army under defense, even if we lose the combat in there, we won't be pushed back. So that is a massive amount of income. We could perhaps increase the military wages again, just to make them like us more. We could even perhaps lower the tax rate. Legitimacy goes up, but the radicals from standards of living decreases go down. The land tax goes down a little bit. Income tax rate goes down. Consumption tax go down as well. So it's going to reduce the income, but we've got pretty good budget right now. So we don't have that many things that are consuming money. We don't have universities, something like that. And we don't, well, we can't buy stuff from anywhere else. So that's also making us a bit of a... Oh, we did actually lose a little bit of land there, but we didn't get pushed back drastically. That's for sure. I'm actually hoping that they would... Oh, yeah, they're attacking. We got the numbers in this one for sure. So how much are we... Oh, wow, they lost already almost 2,000 men dead. And a lot of wounded. That's 2,000, almost 3,000 total losses for them. Man, this was a good battle for us. They lost 3,500 more or less in this combat. Gunsmithing unlocked. Okay, so we can get the arms industries. That's good. There we go. That's another battle over here. We are going to be losing that one, though. So our defending forces are doing well. The attacking forces, not quite as much. Bit of a shame. Right, so the furniture factory is slowly being made. So once we get the tooling workshop, then we probably want to get in here to get the iron. Amber's spreading. Ooh, diplomatic blaze started in Bahrain. Okay, right, they're still independent. Unrecognized power, though. Are we unrecognized? Yes, we're unrecognized regional power. We'll need to ask for recognition from one of the European major powers, I believe. Which is probably not going to happen. Not yet, at least. So we know that they've taken a decent bit of losses overall, but is that going to be enough? I mean, actually, let's have a look at the total losses. They've lost 20,000 dead, we lost 29,000 dead, and then... So we've taken more losses total, but their war support is going down. If we can win another combat here, ooh, that might be a victory. Some of those battalions are rather low on strength. If we look at the details, then yeah, we got the numbers advantage in here. Still got about 1.5 times what they have total. Okay, make that about, or rather 2.5 times. But yeah, now it's about 2 times. We're still advancing, and they're taking more casualties than we are. Technically speaking, we're taking more total casualties, but that's mostly wounded. So at least less killed in action. And that's going to be a victory over there. Their war support is minus 21.6 now. And there we go. Oh, hello. Right, so this one is going to have to defend the front. And the rest of these can just advance. You're just still defending, so I want you to start attacking. There's 8 versus 1 over here. That's going to be a victory, no doubt. And there's a 6 versus 1. Both victories because they don't have generals, though. And is there... Oh, there is a combat going in here. 15 versus 13. We are winning that. Dealing a massive amount of casualties on the enemy side. So that's going to be good. Our radicals are actually going down right now. Loyalists, they're going up a little bit. But it's not a massive increase. Because we've got the troops in here now. I think it might be... Actually, are they still losing? We've got a lot of war exhaustion. They get another 10 from war exhaustion in 1 day. So that's actually going to be quite nice. Oh, they would... Oh, they would accept the white piece. I want to conquer Wellow. So that's still not something that we'll do. That's got to be conquered. There we go. And then we'll have our troops ready to advance in here. Do we actually... Oh, yeah, we do have a combat in here. Right, that's their counterattack. We'll be winning that soon. And then we might be able to push further in. Although we didn't actually do that yet. But it's 88, so it's like... 1 more week or so. Maybe 2 weeks, and they will surrender regardless. They're doing so much casualties overall. And the war exhaustion is just massive. Yeah, and they will surrender... There we go. So, we've conquered more of this state, although it does mean that the incorporation cost is even higher now. And the infrastructure amount in there is rather limited. Although now with the authority that we do have, we can increase the infrastructure in here. Decrease road maintenance. We can actually do that in more than one place, but let's do that one first, because I know that that one's fairly low on the infrastructure. That's going to give us another 25%, so that basically counters the unincorporated state. Can have maximum value of 40 from... Oh, okay. Alright, and the tax capacity over here is... Well, we passed that ages ago. Let's put it that way. Right, so we have gotten the furniture factory now. Let's have a look at the balance, though. We need a lot more wood. And I'm pretty sure that for the wood production, we haven't gotten the tools yet to start increasing the production method. Nor do we have the tech for that yet. But that would increase the total wood production a lot. We could switch to the hardwood production, but I don't think... There's no demand for hardwood in our nation yet. Although, was it the... If we get the small arms industry, that does require some hardwood. So what I'll probably do is we'll put in like one state. For example, this one. Do we have a... We got a logging camp in here. So yeah, we'll have that one, for example, produce the hardwood. And then we'll probably build the hardwood, or the weaponry in Gondor. And then we'll just have Eritrea be the iron mine, basically. Then our capital state is going to be the larger industry. And over here we'll have some industry as well. Not necessarily quite as much, but a little bit. Right, so how's the tech coming along? Cotton gin is 7 months away. Distillation is going to take another 10 to 14 months. In the military, we are getting the army reserves, which is going to be quite nice. The artillery is also going to be pretty decent. That allows us to get some artillery production eventually going. That is still... Oh, we've got 1 million radicals now. Well, it's going slowly down now from the peak. And the amount of loyalists is also going up a little bit. So that's at least going to be good. And the service price is going up again, just a little bit in there. So we got Somaliland is something that we can conquer. There's still Tigray and these 2 nations to the south that we can conquer. I suppose also is something that we need to conquer as well. But how much do we have infamy right now? We are still reputable. We've got 15. I believe once you go over 25, it goes to the next level, and that's starting to have some negative effects. So what we'll probably do is wait for that to drop a little bit further. Go like 10 points in there, and then we're going to start perhaps expanding over here. Either Tigray or maybe Walaga. Gulega does have an 5+9 battalions, and that's probably wouldn't even need all my troops to conquer that, depending on who they get as an ally. But unfortunately, while Egypt does like us, we got cordial relations and all that, we can't trade with them, I don't think. Trade routes, nope. Oh wow, they got a lot of convoys, but are they... Oh. Are they actually in a war right now? They are in a war against Russia. What are they going for? Adana, Crete? Or Russian war reparation? Okay, so... Oh. Let's have a look at the Ottoman Empire. So, I don't know why Russians are actually in part of that then. But, okay. So they're losing a lot of the convoys there. What else is happening in Europe? Prussia hasn't started blobbing up yet. In America, Texas is still independent. Americans are fighting against some of the Indian nations. Or Native Americans. Canada is not Canada yet. I mean, it's different states there. New Granada hasn't... Oh, right. Central American states has split up into all the things. What else? Is there... Oh, hold on. Brazil has won its civil war, so that's good. Bolivia and Peru are not combined into one state quite yet. Chile can afford expanding probably quite a bit there, or colonize in there if they get the chance. Argentina is still as is. What about Africa over here? So France has landed over here. Great Britain has got the West Sahara, but they haven't started expanding from that area necessarily. Although they do have another... Ah, okay. We got a little bit. British Gambia. And over here, French Senegal. And then, of course, there's... Oh, Denmark has a port in here. I think they start with that, to be fair. Spain has some ports, and, of course, the Portuguese are around. The Dutch are also around here. And Liberia, Sierra Leone, is that? That's a country in British market, alright. So that's sort of a British colony already, I suppose. There might be some stuff over here that we could maybe deal with eventually. We can actually do diplomatic relation. Oh, we could conquer stuff over here. Not that we're going to do that quite yet. So we are about to complete the logging camp. And that's going to sort of fix some of the imbalances in here. Although not immediately, but that's going to start increasing the sell orders to a decent bit. And thus reducing the cost of living for a lot of the local people. And thus reducing the radicalism as well, hopefully. Oh, yeah, there we go. Wood price is dropping drastically. So how much do we produce wood now? Still an imbalance of 41. If we're getting the... Actually, that's another government administration first. And if... Oh, actually, that might be a thing. If we get the... Oh, no, we need 75 bureaucracy to do that. So we'll need to start increasing our administration a lot further, I reckon. I mean, how much is the... Yeah, the tax collection is not enough in there. It's enough over there. And it's definitely not enough on this state. But is there... No, it's just the amount of population in here. It does have quite a bit of pops. Oh, and the wood price is dropping even further. Well, that's good news for us. So we'll get the tooling workshop. That's going to allow us to start maybe increasing some of the productions as well. Especially once we get the lathe done. But we haven't unlocked that yet. But lathe, and then maybe some of the stuff over here. Especially intensive agriculture is going to be quite useful. But we'll need the tools for that to be actually something that we can sort of properly utilize. Because that allows us to get from the ranches that we have, we can get some fertilizer. It's not going to be a lot, but it's going to be a little bit, which we can then use to increase the effectiveness of our farms. Now that does actually remind me, how are we doing in terms of... Oh, we do need some more grain. Now, there's a few things that we can do about that. Of course, I don't think we can do any of those quite yet. If we do this, I mean, that requires tools. That's just going to reduce the amount of workforce that we need to harvest. That's naturally not necessarily going to be all that profitable, especially without the tools. We haven't gotten the stuff over here yet either. If we were to get that, that would be... The lack of paper would be increasing the paper price pretty much to the max. Now, a paper mill is one thing that we could probably build at some point in here. Actually, a paper mill, since 30 wood, we could build a paper mill over here in the southern state. So I'm going to make that into sort of wood industry, and then that's going to be the military complex, and that's just going to be mining, and everything else is going to be on the main state. And then Somaliland will probably turn into mostly resource production as well. Well, actually, it can't produce all that much. The only thing that it can produce is the iron mines and fishing. Plus some of the farms, but even those aren't all that much. No price changes this time. Do we have any laws that we could change yet? Not really. Hold on. Oh, what was it? Do we need the academia? What do we need for the private schools, universities, romanticism? It might be somewhere over there. Public schools, an education system, charity hospitals, that would be quite useful. We might be able to get some of the stuff from there. So yeah, that is going to be, when? 8 to 12 months, okay. In the military, we're getting the army reserves in 9 to 13, and, well, the cotton gin is going to be in 7 weeks, and 8 to 12 months for the distillation. We have managed to increase our literacy rate from 19.6 to 24.6, so hey, it's 4% increase in the span of, well, 5 years? So honestly, not too bad. We've got pretty darn good income as well. If we were to increase that, that would increase the intelligentsia's rate, or approval rating. I have a feeling that we will be able to, or we should afford increasing the construction rate at least a little bit. I'll get one over there, and what I will do is we'll actually put that as a priority before the tooling workshop, just so that the tooling workshop is going to be built faster. Now, you don't want to get too strong into construction, because that can cripple your income, and also it takes a lot of your resources away. So, for example, now that we do that, that's going to... Oh, there's a lot of turmoil in here. It's actually going up. 27.2. It doesn't say that it's going down, at least. Oh, yeah, it is going up a little bit. Okay, so what is the turmoil in here? Can we see... Radical pops, okay. And the radical pops is probably because there's not enough taxes. There's probably not a lot of... well, there's the road maintenance at least. GDP isn't... Well, its GDP is 44% of our total. Oh, wow. That is actually quite a profitable area. We could maybe get some logging camps in here, just to increase the employment to some degree. But yeah, it's not necessarily a happy place right now. I suppose another thing that we could do is maybe get a government administration in here before we get the weapons industry in there. And, yeah, the 5 million population, the radicals, the total number is still going down quite a bit. The loyalists are going up a good bit. Okay, cotton gin researched. Can we get the lathe? That is also 5,000 research, so we can get that quite easily. And I'm guessing the military research isn't... Yeah, it's not boosted. Alright, well, that's good, regardless. Hold on, so what did we unlock again with that? Cotton gin... Right, it's just a cotton output. Or the fiber from cotton, rather. So do we have a lot of extra... Oh yeah, we've got a lot of extra cotton or fabric right now. That's something that we should probably turn into more clothing. Yeah, that means that the fabric price is going to be basically nothing, I reckon. I mean, what is it? It's... Well, actually, no, that's not the correct one. Fabric... Yeah, it's minus 31% already. So it's cheap. Furniture price is going up a little bit. Well, it's kind of good. Actually, how much are we missing? Oh yeah, we could use a bit more furniture production. But at the same time, if we don't have the wood production to go with it, then that's going to be a problem. So the government administration is going to be done in 16 weeks. I'm just going to start speeding up to speed 5 while we wait for this few other things done. We've got a pretty good amount of authority, but our bureaucracy is running out. So technically speaking, if we want to tax small things, we could, including fabric. That would be a lot of money, but I don't think we necessarily need that. The wood we could tax, but that's also something that the people need quite a bit. I do actually wonder. Let me see it from here. Okay, yeah, it did show it. So consumed by pops of well levels 5 to 14, crude items needs, and then of all well need heating of wood. Okay, or wood for heating. All right. So that's gonna cover some of their needs. Simple clothing. Oh, is that? Yeah, this is crude items. Crude items for furniture for the same stuff, and then household items for the pops of wealth 10 to 44. So both of these are quite important for our needs right now to sort of increase the standard of living. It's gone up to 9 average now. Actually, the middle strata are doing fairly well comparatively. The lower strata, on the other hand, not really much. Right, so the turmoil is actually 25%. I think that's gone down a little bit, or maybe not. 25.7. I mean, if the standard of living drops, then that, of course, has a bit of a negative impact, for sure. We'll get an extra logging camp there eventually. First, we'll get the admin, so we'll get a bit more bureaucracy. Not that we can really use it for all that much, but soon we might want to start conquering some more of the remaining states here. Monthly price report. Was there any? No, there's nothing to report there. Politician died. He was part of the landowners. Alright. So just out of curiosity, is there any more laws that we can... Oh, right, we could change the army to national militia. That would reduce the barracks max level a lot, but the conscription rate would be increasing massively. So from 19 to 50 conscription rate. There's a lot of people that support that in our government, which is to say probably the church and the landowners both supporting it. Do the rural folk, so agrarian? Don't think we can do those trade things or the taxation changes. Although, actually, what is our taxation right now? It is land-based taxation. We would like to get to per capita taxation at some point, because that would increase the taxation by quite a bit overall. Proportional taxation and the graduated taxation eventually would be quite useful as well, although it might not be the best right now. So we've got serfdom. We do have a slave trade as well. I'm a little bit concerned by that. But it is Africa still. Alright, well... Can we reduce the radicals? It is slowly dropping, so that is at least good. And is the standard of living over here increasing at all? It's 9.5 on average. And minimum expected struggling 6.7. So, okay. Turmoil, it is now 25.2%. So I think we have managed to increase the standard of living there a little bit. And the construction sector is about to be completed. That's going to mean a bit faster production of the tooling workshop. Although it also means a massive increase in the consumption of wood and fiber. Now, to be fiber, we produce it a little bit. But now we're starting to lose some cash, which is fine. We've got reserves of £746,000. But like that, it's going to start dropping a lot. We do need to increase the grain production, most likely. So I was wondering, what should we do? I mean, over here, we could probably increase the millet production, for example. Again, it's going to take a long while before it's built, but it's on the list. And we did get the extra bureaucracy now, so at least the taxation is doing fine. We could, of course, put in some more taxes if need be, or reduce the military wages. Reduce the deficit at least a little bit. And, of course, we can increase the taxes. That would be an extra 2,000 in income. But we'll maybe put in some more of these first. The luxury furniture wouldn't give us a lot, or porcelain or coffee. We could put in the services tax there. It would reduce the sort of money that I would get from them, perhaps. But I suppose it'll be fine. That's going to be 800. Still got a lot of authority remaining. Although we don't really want to... I mean, we could use all of it. Another thing is the clothing tax, maybe furniture tax would be even more valuable though. Or fabric tax. We've got a lot of fabric, to be fair. That'd be another 800 though. No, I think I'll let it be there. So we will be still losing some cash overall. But notably less than what we were before. And Great Britain has taken Egypt's loans. Oh, France has a port over here now. Oh, Suez. Right. And do we have anyone? So Oman has the areas there. What about the rest of the Western Africa? So United States has landed in here. And Portugal has a little bit more land. Although, is that something that they start with? Or is there something that they are colonizing now? I don't know. They might be colonizing there. I suppose it's easier over there than over here with a lot of malaria. I mean, we've got a lot of malaria over here as well, but it might be even worse over there in Central Africa. So I suppose what I could do... Actually, who do we have in the sort of diplomatic interests in Ethiopia? We do not have Britain in there. We do have Britain over here, though. Perhaps we'll increase relations with Britain, just in case. To get them on the sort of positive end of things. That does take quite a bit of our influence. We've got plenty of influence remaining. So that tool workshop is almost done. I suppose at this stage, we've got our troops ready. We might as well start expanding our borders once more. Where you're poor and you are going to be conquered. Doesn't have a lot of troops, so let's just go ahead and select one of these. Which one of these? You're pretty decent. Combat expert, you've got combat expert. Celebrity commander. Charismatic. Defensive strategies. You know what, we'll just take this one. Mobilize. Advance the front there. It is going to cost us a bit of extra, but it's not too bad yet. Now the question is, are they actually going to bring anyone else into the war or not? And actually, we'll have to find out that in the next episode, because we are out of time for this one. So, if you enjoyed this, please like, comment, subscribe if you haven't already. Also, I got the links down below in the description. But other than that, thank you very much for watching. Until the next time, bye-bye.